sterling moss, and my hero, Japanese. Vince would howl it out loud and clear, and we'd all seek the checker through the trees. But Westwood Park just melted in the dark, all those pesky golf balls blowing down. They built that street of dreams up in the rain, and I don't think that I can take it, because it took so long to make it, and we'll never down that valley curve again.
Valley curve.
Mike Tate usually helps with it.
I'm not nearly as good looking.
There would be a Honda in turn 3, someone had rolled it. Cars outbrake themselves into turn 4, and we would scold it. We would drink.
Wait.
We would drink.
Yeah,
you ready? We would drink our beer and munch Mike steaks, delicious ones like Ed and Gilles makes. But after all the tracks in our lives, and after all the love in our lives, Westwood, it's you. Tom would place his Johnston in warm hands, and they would race in it. Enter his Ford in the Pepsi Pro, and place in it. We would drink our bats and smoke our players, not caring about builders' debentures. And after all the tracks in our lives, and after all the love in our lives, we'll be thinking of you and wondering why. But Westwood Park just melted in the dark, all those pesky golf balls flowing down. They built that street of dreams up in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, but that's all I'm taking. And we'll never crest Ross Deersley again. Oh no.
That's coming.
It's coming. It's the annual right?
I bet you could bring it up on that screen.
Christmas sign, the phone's in the wrong place, by the way. At Christmas time, the Sports Yard Club allowed us to go up and cut trees down for Christmas trees. And I'd take this spindly thing home to my mother-in-law, and I'd have to drill holes in the trunk and put extra branches in it. One year I got a tree, and it had two trunks. And that tree, I think I pulled out just a couple of years ago. It was like 30 feet high. So they were lasting. They were pretty shitty trees. There was a rise right here, which is pretty much how it is here, by memory. I can remember I used to go out to an Atlantic race, and I used to build the grandstand for myself and my family and friends at a 2x4 I'd go out the day before. And it usually just on the fence up here, and put it up there and have a case of beer and sit up there. The Atlantics would be just at the top end of first gear there, so you could hear, what was his name? Who was the guy who came out in Gilles Villeneuve's car? Dan Marvin, yeah, and a bunch of Gilles Villeneuve, Kiki Rosberg, and a bunch of serious drivers came out around. So, anyway, we had great times, and it's great. Thank you very much for, bringing all these lovely memories back.
To start for the drivers for higher up, the well-known drivers who came up to Westwood, and was Michael Andretti started Westwood, and I was course marshal in those days. And he came up with his whole entourage and everything else. And Jim McRae was clerk of the course, was standing at the draw finish. Here they come up, arrive. Oh, where's the water? Well, got no water. How many power? We got no power. What kind of effing thing is this? You got nothing here. How are we supposed to race? That's exactly how we came to the track. That was on Friday. Friday got practice, Saturday got practice, got qualified and everything else. Sunday came, he had a new track record. Sunday night he came to the start finish, came and asked who Jim McRae was, went to Jim McRae, shook his hand, and that's the best time I ever had. And that just shows you how the track was. We had a lot of riders, road riders. We had a Sports 2000, a Pro Series, guys came from California. And they came around the track doing practice on Friday. And then Jim McRae asked me, is there anything you want to add to the meeting? He says, yeah, I come to the meeting. So I went to the meeting, and all the California drivers were standing there. So Jim said, what do you want to say? He said, well, we just spotted 2 bears in the back straight. You want to be careful when you go to. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. He went out of practice. One guy came out of the back straight. The bear goes across the track with 2 little bears. He came into the pits, he wouldn't go up. He had to force him to get out. I mean, stuff like that happened. We had, each turn had an old telephone booth. If something happens, you had to go ring the booth and then call in the incident and all that stuff. And one day, between lunches, we went in to start finish, and what was it? Main market from down south. She always gave us a handy bus, nice couple during the 70s. And she said, oh no, I stay in the turn, don't worry about it. So we went to pits, all the children said, hey, go to turn 2. So why? She's stuck in the cabin, there's a bear in front of her. So she had to close the door because the bear was there. But that was a common thing and all that stuff. And as workers, we also would cheat like crazy. If you knew as a driver that is running for a championship, we will do anything to get him back onto the track, even if we have to cheat on it. And there's a guy, and we knew that he had to finish the race in order to win the championship. He comes into turn 3, so 280 said, loses a big time, goes up in the grass. And I said to Rick, come on, let's get him out. He has to finish. So we go in, we push, we get crowbars and everything else. And say, yeah, come on, a little bit more. We finally get around to the track, said, go! 4 flat tires. So stuff like that you learn. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff at the track. The memories are just incredible. But one thing we noticed from the drivers is, when they went home, if a guy never drove the track, he said, it's a good track, it's a fast track, and you better be good. Otherwise, you don't have a chance. Paul Brown was the president, another former Atlantic race. At the meeting, all the drivers were complaining and all that stuff. Well, there's big rocks off the track and all that stuff. And John Randall just listened on to this and finally says, okay, fine, drivers, You see that black top you got there? That's where you're supposed to stay. If you go off, that's your problem. And that's all. He knew exactly. If you take a chance, that's what's going to happen. But my memories are very lovely, good memories. Very lovely. Aloes. The whole family, all his kids, I made the wedding cakes for them. Right now? And then the kids with dark eyes used to go like, 25 cents. Cost me a fortune. That's why he's racing, I'm not. No, it's been a lot of fun. I really had some really good times with drivers and everything else. And it's too sad that it's not there anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
This all started brewing before I even sat in a race car for the first time. You took driver training. I always dreamed of being a race car driver. And this damn place closed down before I even had a chance to do it competitively because I was just too young. I was 16 when that summer when it closed. And I've mentioned that before in my driver's profile, this year when I was racing this lovely BMW. I did manage to sneak onto the track the day after it closed. That was a big deal for me. I wasn't going to let that legend die without me getting one crack at it. And I did do a pretty quick semi-hot lap around the track. And in my very first car was a Suzuki Corsa, so that was a big deal for me. Why? I think it's obvious why. This is a beautiful, beautiful track that we shouldn't have let go, but what happens, happens. And I talked with many fellow racers, and I said, if we still had this track, imagine what we could have done with it to this day. We could have had a Formula 1 track. The potential for that was there. And the fact that we just had the Winter Olympics, we had Expo 86, there's so many great things that happen in Vancouver. We have a beautiful city. And this is one of the places that we could have done it, but regardless, no need to cry or spill milk. But one thing that I did mention jokingly, but why not propose it to everybody in this room? If anybody can possibly make something like this, is to have a revival of the Molson Indy in Coquitlam and make it a Westwood memorial of Molson Indy or an Indy of sorts, and try to attract karting back to British Columbia somehow, and maybe even make the track a street course that's temporary around the Farge Lake area. Because now, if you check the parking lot areas, there's a lot of area for paddock and pit in, and I've driven it several times dreaming. My dad always tells me, stop dreaming, kid, but I don't see why something like that can't happen if we've done it in Vancouver. We set up a beautiful track like this, Mission. We always find a way. With this type of a group of people, where there's a will, there's a way. So it may be something I might see in my lifetime, maybe not, but a boy can dream. Anyways, we wanted to talk about doing a bit of a ceremony, and I didn't think that there was a person more suited to do the honors, but Al, or if you'd like to step up, we'd like to have you wave the flag. Yeah, that's right. So I had the honor of being given this flag. It's one of the last flags used at Westwood. It was given to me by Bruce Gilles from Reminiscing. And I thought it was suited for you to wave the flag once you hear it. We're going to have
I'm not used to seeing it.
Come on outside. Stanton's going to do the stereotypical gentleman start your engine.
You want me to do the gentleman start your engine? Now you can race mode.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming, and I'd like to welcome you all. I don't think everybody could have made it on a Tuesday night for whatever reason, but if you ever have guests that want to see the wall or take a tour of our shop, you're more than welcome to bring guests at any time. You can see myself or my brother Bobby here. And I'm honored that you guys made the effort to come out tonight. And I'd really like to make you guys feel welcome to stick around for a while. There's some drinks upstairs and some food and socialize a little bit. And this is why I did what I did. I really like to have great people like you around us all the time. You guys inspire me.
Thanks to Bobby.
Yeah, thank you for Bobby as well.
Nobody gets away from a VRCB event without getting some of Tom's books. So we have two. I'm sure you probably already have one somewhere.
I have one autograph, but
Okay.
I'll
What we
have
have,
one here.
we have the hard copy and the soft copy.
Nice.
This can go in the waiting room or wherever you want for the corporate. This can go in your corporate headquarters or whatever you want. There, so there you go.
that's the hard copy.
That's the
That's the one I want some ink on, Tom.
And we're not quite as fancy as Tom, but anyway, here's some VRCB swag for you.
Oh, thank you.
Bruce doesn't know that I picked it.